By now, you might be aware that Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, has placed himself back in power, backed by the Supreme Court of Venezuela. This follows the July 28th elections. Maduro claims to have won by a landslide victory. Street protests erupted immediately after the elections, with the opposition party claiming victory for itself. The opposition insists the votes show that the opposition presidential nominee, Edmundo Gonzalez, has been elected president by an almost 2-to-1 margin. Meanwhile, the Maduro government has not budged an inch. In fact, thousands of people have been arrested and some have been jailed, according to news reports from media houses around the globe. If stakeholders fail to convince Maduro to leave office, he will likely rule the country as a socialist president for another 6 years. At least, while Guyana has no control over Venezuela's internal affairs, one burning question remains. What does all of this mean for Guyana on the Essequibo border controversy? If Maduro remains in power for another electoral term. Stay tuned for the details. You are watching The Final Takeaway. We're happy you're back. Welcome if this is your first time. And guess what? It's easy peasy to join our growing community of subscribers and followers. Simply hit the subscribe button below. Next, locate the notification bell. Click on it, and boom, you'll get a message every time we post a new video so you can stay up to date. You can also donate to help keep the channel going by clicking the thanks button below to your right. As always, we appreciate all of you, whether you're a viewer, a subscriber, or a donor. Thanks for staying with us as we dive right into today's episode. Venezuela's 2024 presidential elections came with mixed feelings. Those opposed to the Maduro regime hoped it could mark a season for change and a newly elected democratic government. They hoped this would be a free and fair election by the people, something Venezuela has not enjoyed in years. Others fear another Maduro government will further plummet Venezuela into the depths of an economic crisis and poverty throughout the nation. Next door to Venezuela, near its eastern border, is Guyana, an 83,000 square miles sovereign country home to Essequibo and lucrative oil production that became the envy of Maduro. Many wonder whether having him in power for another 6 years puts Essequibo in real and present danger of being annexed. There is a legitimate fear Maduro could make good on his promise to take Essequibo and all its lands, waters, natural resources, and wealth that come with it. For those who may not know, Maduro appears to have a strange obsession with Essequibo. This is a territory that Guyana has had sovereign control over since 1899, all the way back to when Guyana was a British colony. Even though Venezuela was not happy with the decision, they accepted it. However, President Maduro has shown strong opposition to the 1899 arbitral award that clearly defines Essequibo as falling within the boundaries of Guyana, South America. Maduro swears to include the said territory as a part of the map of Venezuela. It is widely believed that Maduro used the border controversy with Guyana as a scapegoat to build support at the polling station and remain in office as president. Earlier this year, he signed a law that makes it legal for his country to pursue and annex Essequibo. Whether whether this is lawful under international law is another issue. However, Guyana and its stakeholders continue to oppose Maduro's plans. In fact, the International Court of Justice issued a broad warning to Venezuela to desist from taking any action regarding the Essequibo border controversy that could escalate the disagreement with Guyana or even lead to military conflict. Many political and socio-economic experts weighed in on Maduro's annexation plans. They believe this new vigorous plan to invade and annex the territory has to do with the financial greed of a power drunk socialist president who has little to no respect for Guyana and international law, at least as far as it relates to the Guyana Venezuela border dispute regarding Essequibo. Essequibo it's rich in mineral resources such as oil, copper, timber, gold, diamonds, and other precious stones. However, it's Essequibo's ginormous oil production potential that seems to have Maduro all green eyed. It wasn't until around 2010, when Guyana was set to become one of the largest oil producers in the world, that Maduro became obsessed with seizing Essequibo. For now, we will have to wait and see how things will unfold. Up to the time of releasing this video, no official results were released showing Maduro as the winner of Venezuela's 2024 elections. He will be regarded as the de facto president by those who believe the elections were rigged. Suspicions grew after Maduro refused to publish detailed election voting tallies to support his claim to victory. According to international electoral bodies, this has been traditional since Venezuelans began voting via the electronic voting system way back in 2004. To solidify Maduro's victory claims, Venezuela's Supreme Court certified his claims of winning the presidential race. This is despite copies of voting tallies collected by opposition volunteers from 80% of the 30,000 polling booths nationwide, showing opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez won by more than a 2-to-1 margin. And again, this is according to reports by the press, independent press. As you may know, Gonzalez's strongest political supporter and ally is former opposition leader Maria Corina Machado. The Venezuelan government barred Machado from running against Maduro after she won the primary election leading up to the national elections. Machado's popularity presented a real threat to Maduro's presidency, and it's believed to be the reason for intercepting her run for president. As of now, we can't say if things will change with pressure from international stakeholders such as the United States, the European Union, or the South and Latin American states. The European Union says, quote, Maduro has no democratic legitimacy as president, and it, quote, will not accept his legitimacy as president elect. Needless to say, the European Union members also say they have, quote, given up hope of Maduro providing evidence he won the July 28 elections. This, of course, is according to a statement in the Guardian newspaper. Earlier, the United States and the Biden administration issued a statement saying it does not accept the results of Venezuela's recent elections. In other words, the US will not view Maduro as a free and fairly elected democratic president. In a joint statement about a week ago, the United States and 10 Latin American countries vehemently rejected the Venezuelan Supreme Court's certification of the disputed election results. Alrighty, guys, this is all for now. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. See you soon in the next video. Ciao.